Hello, everybody, and welcome inside the Hall of Fame here on Reality Wrestling's YouTube channel on ESPN 97.5. My name is Brad Gilmore, and we are on the road to WrestleMania. It is Wednesday. We are just a few days away from WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to talk about it all, but we are quite literally on the road to WrestleMania today because joining me on the line, heading to Dallas, Texas as we speak in the Romobile that you can see going down I-45 right now. The man himself, the Hall of Famer Booker T is here. What's up, Book? I'm feeling good. I'm excited to get to Dallas. I really am. I haven't been to Dallas, Texas here in a couple of years, so I'm excited to get down there and take in all the activity that's been going on. This is a pretty stacked WrestleMania weekend. I know you're probably busy like crazy. You got Hall of Fame inductions, you got panels, you got autograph signings. Yeah, no, absolutely. We're right here, down the road. What are you looking forward to the most aside from the WrestleMania show itself?
Man, getting down there tonight, and I'm most looking forward to getting my cousin on the golf course tomorrow and beat the hell out of him. No, man, but it's that time of the year, man. WrestleMania is going to be awesome, but to see Charmel take her place inside the Hall of Fame is going to be a special weekend.
Man, it's kind of crazy that we're already here. You know what I mean? Like thinking about WrestleMania, it felt like the Florida WrestleMania just happened. Where there was the rain delay and all kinds of stuff last year, and now heading into this 2-part WrestleMania. We're going to talk about the card a little bit today and break it all down. There's also been some reporting that's been coming out as well regarding a special surprise that might be showing up at WrestleMania itself, which should also be fun. But here's the thing. If anybody's going to be in the Dallas area and you're listening or you're watching this right now, WrestleCon's where it's at, right, Book? Like WrestleCon, some long green ducats flow through that building.
Man, it is. And I might not get a chance to see none of them.
What?
Yeah, because like I say, my schedule is fluid. And I'm a little odd about that. I'm a little taken aback. But hey, there'll be other WrestleCons, but I might get a chance to sneak over there for a minute. But right now, Monkey has been thrown in the wrench.
Well, I hate to hear that. Now.
Yeah. So we're going to have to put WrestleCon on the back burner.
So let me ask you, have you heard any of the speech that we're going to be getting from Charmel at the Hall of Fame?
No, I haven't, man. I haven't inquired or anything. I've just because I want to be just like everybody else, catching it on live in living color. See exactly how she go about it. But I think the coolest part is my mom. Mom's gonna be there to actually take part in the celebration. So it's cool all overall, man. I admire her, in so many different ways.
Well, talk about that a little bit more. What do you mean you admire her in so many ways?
Well, just the relationship that her and her mom, have, and had, so many years, and her mom is here to actually I envy her. Let's just say that in a lot of ways, because I wish, my mom was there to actually see a lot of my accomplishments, and her mom has been there to see every accomplishment, even her daughter going into the Hall of Fame. So yeah, man, it's going to be an awesome moment.
Yeah, it really is going to be. I can't wait to see it. And to think about it, here's the thing. We talked about not too long ago Charmel's class for when she was at was OVW, right? And how she was in the same class as Brock and Batista and Cena and Orton and Shelton and all those guys. And that was her training class. And then I look at her Hall of Fame class. It's another solid class. She's going in there with the Steiners, Vader, Shad, and The Undertaker. Like that's a solid class.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And the T-shirt just came out. We got a sneak peek at the T-shirt, and to see her face on there, it's gold, man. It really is. It's a moment that, I always talk about moments. You may never get them back. So for her to actually be able to savor that moment, take it all in, enjoy it to the utmost, it's going to be great. I'm definitely going to have a cocktail, celebrate.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a couple of them. Flowing on Saturday or Friday night. And then of course we got WrestleMania. But should we talk about, here's actually something to go off of what we were talking about on Monday. We were talking about, of course, the thing that everybody's been talking about, the slap heard around the world with Will and Chris. But did you hear the latest on this that just broke maybe 20, 30 minutes ago?
Man, I've been on the road, dog. Talk to me.
So
let me know. Tell me it's good news.
The Academy released a statement, right? And they are
another one.
They released another statement saying, how they're entering into the disciplinary proceedings for Will Smith, right? So he's going to get some kind of discipline from the Academy. I don't really know what they can do. Yeah. I mean, other than take the award away, I don't really know what you can do.
Exactly. You know what I mean? What they going to do to it? Tell her, hey, man, you do that, we're going to put you on a 6-month probation period. You slap anybody else. What they going to do?
I know. It really sounds like an angle. Remember like when Austin, he couldn't hit anybody unless he was physically provoked on TV?
Yeah.
That's what this sounds like.
Yeah, exactly my point.
But they said in the statement, they asked Will Smith to leave the ceremony, and he refused.
No.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
They didn't do that.
That's what they said.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that. Okay. It looked like they did it very forcefully. Maybe they did it off camera. I don't know. Maybe. But he damn sure stayed there.
Well, let me ask you this though: like, if somebody tells me I gotta go, and I tell them no, the people who are hosting the event, like, okay, let's say I was at your house and you were hosting a party, and you say, "Hey, Brad, you gotta go," because I just slapped somebody upside the face, right? Which is very in my character. And you said, Brad, you got to go. And I refuse. And I just sit down on the couch and I start laughing and eating the chicken wings and stuff like that. Right. Like what are you going to do next? You're going to call the cops.
Well, the
security, get him out of here.
The thing is, I understand the importance of the award ceremony. I understand the importance of not making a scene at the same time. So I can imagine nobody really wanted to make a scene like that at the Oscars. I mean, I'm just, I could be wrong, but I can imagine nobody wanted to make a something to do out of nothing. At the Oscars. I mean, personally, that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I can get that, but to me, if I ask you to leave and you tell me no, I'm not just gonna say, okay, enjoy your evening.
Hey man, it's been done before, man. You remember at the Joe Biden, Donald Trump faced off? People were supposed to wear masks. Trump whole family came in without masks. So they told him, "Hey, we got masks. Well, get the hell out of here. We don't need masks." So it's been done before, man. So I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't say, "Hey, Will, you're fine." And Will said, "No, man, I ain't going nowhere." And they say, "Okay, let's just handle this later on down the line." I can see that.
Yeah, but this whole thing about disciplinary actions or whatever, it's like, what are you gonna? It's like it's like when Mike Tyson went off on the guy in Toronto. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
But what's crazy is a lot of people coming to Will Smith's defense on this deal, man. A lot of people coming to his. Catching his back and saying, "Hey, man, anybody could just snap." You know what I mean? I mean, you shouldn't. Nobody should be talking about nobody's wife. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? People coming to say, Will, he did nothing wrong.
I can't get behind it. I mean, if you say, like, I can get behind this. Like, here's the only way I could see Will Smith doing what he did and like it being okay. Like, if after the show, Will Smith went up to Chris Rock backstage and said, "Hey, man, I didn't appreciate that. You keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth." Right. And then Chris Rock said, "Man, F you." Then you know what? He could get a little smack. Like, I'm not condoning it, but I'm saying I would understand it. Like, I could understand that. Like, you try to talk to him. Right.
But that's the competition right there, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if Chris Rock, man, back off.
Right. You know what? Then Will Smith, you have carte blanche. You try to handle it like a man. He didn't want to talk to you. Boom. You do what you feel like you have to do in that moment. I cannot see any logical argument that you can make.
But I tell you, it's a lot of people making like some of the crazy excuses for, you know, what Chris Rock said. Say, I heard one woman, I can't remember her name, but she said that saying someone, you know, make the joke about G.I. Jane, an homosexual. And I go, where did that come from?
What?
Yeah. So CNN, I could not believe it. Yeah.
Well,
I was like, wow. Yeah. I mean, how did you come, you know, how did those two, you know, add up? G.I. Jane. I watched the movie, and I don't think it had nothing to do with her sexuality.
Not that other than
she was a female in the military, you know, having to do the same duties as a mate. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Again, I can't see any excuse for it. But look, we got more to talk about. We got WrestleMania going down. We got some breaking news reports coming out right now. So we got more.
I like that.
We got more to talk about. That's Booker T, literally on the road to WrestleMania. You're inside the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
A little bit, but I think the match that everyone kind of saw me at my I got the right exposure, I guess, is when I faced Ricochet in Japan for the Best of Super Juniors. And I think a lot of people saw that match and was like, all right, well, this is what Will does. He's a flippy guy. But I saw the constructive criticism that everyone would say, and I would go, hang on, no, they've got a point. They have got a point. We could have done some stuff different. We could have done this, that, and that different. And then I got in the ring with a guy called Shibata. And in New Japan, like, he was like top, like, do you know what I mean? He's like he was one of the new generation Three Musketeers. And I would be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. And he looked me dead in the eyes. Like, he just looks at me, he goes, no. Oh, mate, I'm so scared. And he didn't, honestly, he didn't tell me a single thing of what we were going to do until I got in the ring. Yeah. And I was so scared.
Can you dig it, sucker?
And we're back here inside the Hall of Fame. We're on the road to WrestleMania. It's your man Brad Gilmore here with Booker T. Right now on the road to Dallas, Texas. You still there with me, Book?
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to make it through the woodlands, man. It's so hard getting out of Texas, man. I mean, you could drive all day and you're still going to be in Texas. Is what's crazy, man. And just right now, not Texas, but just getting outside of the city. Yeah, it's nuts, man. So I'm rolling, man. I'm in the winning. I feel good. I feel good. Got a beverage right here. Some water. I'm good.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying it's water. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We don't want anybody getting caught up on the road to WrestleMania.
I got the kids in the back, man. I got the kids in the back, so I definitely got to be, of sound mind,
yes.
On the road.
Absolutely. Well, hey, right now we got a super chat that just came in, $20 super chat. So let's get to it right now. This is from Jason Marone, who says, shout out to fellow chatter Lord Frieza. That show is still popular after 30 years. What does it take to remain loved through generations? And do you, King Booker, think that you're more valuable to wrestling now than you were when you were in the ring? It's a good question.
Man, I don't know. More valuable. Hard to say, man. When I was on the road working, I was one of the workhorses, and I definitely was one of the guys that made sure that, we got the job done as far as delivery, that show to the fans on a weekly basis a certain way. But I tell you now, I was just picked up my kids from school earlier, and one of the administrators there I always see when I go there, get to pick the kids up. She say, "Man, yesterday when you came to school, you were sleeping, and this little girl." She said, "Man, who's that guy? Man, he looks tall." And she goes, "That's Booker T." And she goes, "You're kidding me?" And then she goes, "That little girl had a paper on me."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Wow, man!" I said, "Set it up so I could actually meet her and take a photo with her." I said, "Get with Charmel so we can make it happen." And you say, how do you stay loved and stay relevant? By doing stuff like that. It's not going to cost me anything to find that little girl and make a moment for her, a moment that she's going to remember for the rest of her life, and hopefully to motivate her to actually, change the world. You never know. So I think that's the secret. Just like, for instance, having Bad Bunny, write a song about me, and he's a kid across the water, he can't even speak English, but I made a connection with him. So I think that's the most important thing. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of negativity, especially these days on social media and whatnot. But I just try to rise above all of that hate, man, and still keep doing what I do. And I just keep getting the blessings, man, tenfold. Every time I give one blessing, man, I get 10 blessings back, man. So I think that's the key.
That's love right there. And I appreciate that question, Jason. That's crazy to think, like, I'm sure for you, when you were in school having to write papers about somebody, I don't think you ever thought somebody's going to write a paper about me.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. When she told me that, that's the last thing I thought she was going to tell me. I thought she was going to just say, man, she realized, it was Booker T and she was a fan because she had, listened to the Bad Bunny song. That's what I thought.
Oh, right.
I swear to God, that's what I thought she was going to say. But when she said that, I was like, man, I was floored. But I say, just like Muhammad Ali made a moment for me and, invited me to his hotel room and let me take photos with him and ask him questions, didn't cost him anything to do that. Now I'm in that position with a young girl who, at my kid's school, that wrote a paper about me, which is, pretty awesome.
I mean, and you never know who you're going to touch, right? Whether it's somebody, across the pond or somebody just right there at your kid's school, you never know, like, what you mean to somebody. And I think that's just cool. It's just cool. So I appreciate the question there, Jason.
Oh,
Yeah, no. So, Book, we're heading to a WrestleMania. There's a couple stories I want to get to, but first, let's just talk about the card itself. Out of all the matches on WrestleMania, what are like the top two you're looking forward to seeing? Because you got 2 nights of it. We've got the secret Seth Rollins match. You got Brock versus Roman. You got 3 different celebrity matches that are going down. What are you looking forward to the most on the shows?
honestly, man, I'm looking forward to the Brock's match, of course, just because that match right there is going to be Brock and Roman. Is going to definitely. I think it's going to be a different type of match. I think it's going to be different than what we normally see these days. Of course, in the ring between 2 guys, 2 heavyweights. One guy was born into the business. Another guy been, part of the wrestling world for his whole life. I think that it's going to be a dynamic there. The progression of Brock Lesnar as far as his mindset as far as the game goes. It's going to be totally different type of match. So I'm totally looking forward to seeing that, as well as I'm just looking forward to seeing one of my old compadres come back, one of my all-time rivals, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kevin Owens. And the thing is with that right there, I always said that I wish I had Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance. It was I always felt like that was like the top notch, maybe number 1 interest in the business. When the glass would break, Stone Cold come right out. Oh man, it was just looked like a badass, man. It looked like this dude here. That's who I want to be a part of. So to see that right there, to hear that music, and to see Steve make that walk one more time, I think it'll be worth the price of admission. I really do.
Oh man, I mean. And the thing is, the rumor is, as of now, that match is going on last, or that segment's going on last on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I to me, that says it's going to be more than them just drinking a couple beers and a Stone Cold Stunner, right?
Oh, man. Give me a referee. That's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing. Give me a damn referee. You want to fight? Let's get it out. So I'm looking forward to that one. Those are my two top matches that I'm looking forward to seeing play out.
And like, let me ask you this: like, if you were booking it, right? I know you don't like to book the shows, but if you were, and you have Steve Austin coming back, and you have 2 nights of WrestleMania, here's my real question here: is do you set something up Saturday to make them come back Sunday? Like there's a whole confrontation, and then at the end you say, you know what, Kevin Owens, tomorrow night, me and you, WrestleMania Sunday, official match or whatever. Or do you just
if we need some extra tickets sold, that's a good idea. But the tickets should be sold by now.
I think tickets are going pretty quickly for this one. They're going pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I think if we need an extra, when you do something like that. But if not, I say we do it that first night and get it done. Let's see how this thing play out. Like I say, just Steve Austin coming back and hearing that music play that first time, and you're not going to get a bigger pop than that.
No, it's going to be so crazy.
You know what I mean? You're not going to get a bigger pop than that. So I say utilize that one pop, that one night, and let's see exactly what we got still left in the tank.
Well, Callie Toenail just comes in with a chat here, and Callie Toenail says, after Monday, it was clear. Stop playing with us. Booker T, we know it's you versus Seth Rollins. Can't wait for the Shucky Ducky quack moment.
No, man, it ain't me, all right? It ain't me, Callie, but I wish it was, because I'm telling you right now, that's a match I wouldn't mind mixing. I always talk about Roman. I wouldn't mind mixing up with him. But Seth Rollins, I tell people all the time, he's a guy that's been playing, a couple of different roles as of late. His entertainment value, character building has been definitely something that has come into play as of late. But he's still a guy that can go out and give you a 5-star match if you ask him to do that. So Seth Rollins, major player as far as going out there and storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about real quick the news here. We got about 2 minutes for our next break. It was reported yesterday that Shane McMahon is being brought in for WrestleMania. Now, of course, we talked about like the Shane thing back at the Royal Rumble, and originally the plans were, according to the sites, it was going to be him and Seth at WrestleMania. Now Vince McMahon says he's going to have a hand-picked opponent. What are the real-life chances it could be Shane McMahon?
It's a good chance.
Would you say it's like a 50% chance? 30% chance?
Perhaps. Better to put it against Seth Rollins than Shane McMahon.
Right.
Other than Cody Rhodes, of course. You know what I mean? Of course, Cody Rhodes' name out there is floating around, but it's not like I can't see it not being Shane McMahon. In this situation right here, you got to try to mix it up. You got to try to throw stuff against the wall. See exactly what happened. Right now, Seth doesn't have an opponent. Of course, everybody talking about Cody Rhodes. So now, with Shane perhaps maybe coming back, it might be Shane. Guess what? It might be Shane and Cody.
It's something to think about. And you know what? Let's think on it a little bit more because we have to go to a quick break. More with Booker T on the road to WrestleMania. This is the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a second.
My name is Dan Miller, and I'm trained to be a professional wrestler here at Reality of Wrestling. Professional wrestling has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. Growing up, I would have the toys, I would have matches with stuffed animals, I had a little paper championship. I always had that voice in the back of my head saying, can you do this? Can you really be a pro wrestler? And one day that voice got so loud, I just had to know. So I did my research, and I found that Reality of Wrestling is the best training ground in the whole country. You could sit down and turn on the TV every night of the week to watch pro wrestling, and you'll see someone who got their start in this ring. Reality of Wrestling teaches you everything you need to know about the business, from putting together the ring to putting together a TV show. This is a place where you can come and work on your fundamentals, work on your body, work on your interview skills. This is a one-stop shop for everything pro wrestling. If you have that voice in the back of your head, now is the time to find out if you have what it takes here at Reality of Wrestling.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame here on ESPN 97.5, 92.5, and of course, Reality of Wrestling's YouTube channel. I'm Brad Gilmore, joined on the road to WrestleMania by the two-time Hall of Famer, the man who's the patriarch of the now Hall of Fame family, the royalties in the building. Booker T joining me on the line, of course. And Book, we were talking about the build to WrestleMania, some of the matches that we're excited for. You know, one that I am, and it's so crazy because I never would have thought these words would come out of my mouth. But one of the matches I'm most excited for is Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
I already knew that.
I am so ready for this match. I don't know if you follow Johnny Knoxville on Instagram, but he's been coming up with his own promos, and he has like this fake Sami Zayn that's following around, and he's doing all kinds of stunts with him. And it's really entertaining stuff. I did not think I would like this match as much as I am.
Like I said, Johnny Knoxville has definitely brought an element of entertainment to the business that been missing for a long time. You know what I mean? You always bring guys in, and it has to be some kind of serious feel to it in order to make the fans feel a certain way. It wasn't like that back in the day. Back in the day, it was always, let's get some entertainment in this, on this show, because that's what wrestling has always been. That's been the foundation of professional wrestling. Guys like Johnny Knoxville coming in, and then you get guys, certain guys that come in and bring a different element. But like I say, I always go back to Kevin Federline when he did stuff with me with John Cena. I mean, it was the stupidest thing in the world, but that's what wrestling is sometimes.
Yeah. It's always been about entertaining the fans. I mean, if you go back to like the first WrestleMania, they had Liberace in the ring, for God's sakes. Yeah. I mean, come on now. We got to have a little bit of fun. So, then you get from a serious perspective. You get Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor. And Lawrence Taylor go out and pull it off. That's another entertainment guy. For football, but he was still entertainment on that show from a perspective, and he went out and made it work. So I say, anytime we can bring in talent from the outside world that's definitely can shine a light on us in a different way. You bring him in, and Johnny Knoxville definitely is shining a bright light on WWE right now. Seriously, I agree, and I disagree with one of our commenters who's chatting in right now, who says,
"No, what did he say? What did he say?"
Well, he's saying, be honest, Booker T. This is one of the worst WrestleManias ever. It's a pretty strong declaration considering WrestleMania hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, it really is. So I don't know. I'm always looking at it, glass half full.
Me too.
I'm never looking at it and saying, man, this is the worst thing in the world. Especially with, like you just said, we haven't even seen it yet. You don't even know what's going to happen, which is a little bit different than the way it was done back in the day as well. But everything is different than the way they did it back in the day. Okay, it really is. So Julius Rand, the way the wrestlers go out and perform, everything is different today. So I'm going to let it play out and see how it work out. But I'm here to be entertained more so than anything.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm right there with you, Book. We have a couple super chats right now. Kendall Outlaw says, what are the chances that Seth's opponent is the Black Scorpion or the anonymous Raw general manager? Well, you never know. Black Scorpion could come back at any time.
No, I mean, I don't look at. I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, everybody know Cody Rhodes' name's been floating around out there as far as perhaps being a mystery guy. And the thing is, if Cody is the guy, and let's just say, for instance, Cody and Seth Rollins go out, tear the freaking house down, and give you a match that you haven't seen before, or at least haven't seen in quite some time. You go, wow, that was really good. And your opinion just might change. So I don't know. I'm going to sit back and wait to see exactly what's going to happen. Because there again, I'm a fan.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm not going to prejudge a show. I mean, I can't call it the worst WrestleMania before I've even seen it. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me there. So I mean, hey, man, everyone's got their thing. But we also have Bryant, who says, "Book, you will no longer be able to win an argument in the crib with Sharmell by saying I'm the only Hall of Famer in this house."
I've never been able to win an argument in the crib. So that is not going to be anything new. I was just telling you a story earlier, where Sharmell, took out. The thing is, man, she's always trying to get everything that, she knew she had to catch flight this morning, but she had a role that she had to read for as well. So she got up like at 5 o'clock this morning to get that done. And then, rushing, time crunches. She ended up leaving the house, then set the fish feeder. So we're getting ready to leave. So she called Kennedy, my daughter, and tell her to set the fish feeders, and they're still in the box. So she wanted her to read the instructions, figure out how to fix the fish feeder. And I'm sitting here about to lose my freaking mind. But the one thing I do know, don't say nothing. All right?
Don't even
let her
talk
figure
about
it out.
Don't think about it.
It's her day, man. It's going to be her day. It's going to be her week of celebration. And I was telling Brad, in a moment like this, hopefully I'm schooling you a little bit, because when you got a woman, you're going to find yourself in situations where sometimes it's just best to just lay out. Just lay out. And you have a much better day. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm listening. Happy wife, happy life, BT. I'm hearing you out. I'm hearing you out.
It's true.
Trust me. I'm learning quickly. Hey, so I don't know if you remember a couple WrestleManias ago. I think it was WrestleMania 35, the year you went into the Hall of Fame for the second time. Remember there was a story that came out immediately after regarding Sasha Banks. And you and I talked about it at length on the show a couple of years ago. And there was a story that she was real upset about losing the titles with Bayley. And then she kind of went off TV for a little while. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember
that. She did a new interview recently with The Athletic, and she kind of opened up on a little bit of that. And she had been going through some tough times, and she said that, she got to a point where she couldn't move because she separated her shoulder in a match with Ronda Rousey, and she couldn't put her clothes on, couldn't do her hair. She didn't want to tell anybody about it because those tag titles meant so much to her. And then she lost them at WrestleMania 35. And then she said this: "I felt so sad every day, and I didn't know why. I had to take time away from the situation in such a fast world where I had to stop and realize who Mercedes was and who Sasha Banks was. I had no time off. I never got to see myself or my family. I took time to figure out what I loved besides wrestling." She also said that she had requested her release from the company. She asked Vince to let her out of her contract at one point, which he declined for doing so. And then she came back some 4 months later. Can you sympathize or empathize with what Sasha was going through at the time?
Man, heck yeah, 100%. You can lose yourself in the wrestling business to become that character. That's the only thing that matters. The only thing that exists is that character. I always tell the story about when I came to the WWF back in the day. coming from WCW. I had a boat, and I used to go fishing on my boat all the time. I used to love those fishing trips, those long fishing trips. And when I with WWE, I remember I was like, man, I was talking to Charmaine. I was like, man, I want to go out, go take the boat out and go fishing. And she's like, yeah, baby, let's do that. And well, I had to go get the boat, registered, flushed out and whatnot. And I realized when I looked at the sticker, I had to get this new sticker on it. It had been 5 years since I've been on my boat. And I go, wow, 5 years that passed by and I didn't even realize. And I was like, wow, and definitely it made me think. And I got to the point, certain points in time where I said, hey, man, I'm done. I'm checking out. I'm quit. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I totally understand. The injury part, I never really had to deal with. But I can understand how this business is. When you step away, get injured, somebody else just slide right in there and take your spot. So I totally understand that part as well. Not one to, miss out on the party, miss out on all the pay-per-views. Because pay-per-view, I make more money. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So it's definitely something that, a lot of people from the outside looking in, when they watch Sasha Banks, smile and doing her thing, she's human too.
Hey, man, we all are. We all go through our own stuff. We got to talk more about WrestleMania on the road to it. This is the Hall of Fame on ESPN 97.5. Don't go anywhere.
You worth it.
Walker, Texas Ranger handles the bad guys with a roundhouse kick. I'm Jim Walker, Walker, Texas lawyer. I handle the insurance companies with a roundhouse kick to the wallet. If you've been injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, give me a call at 713-552-1117 or visit my website at walkertexaslawyer.com. You'll be glad you did. Why would you call anyone else?
Can you dig it, sucker?
And we're back here inside the Hall of Fame. ESPN 97.5, it's Brad Gilmore here on the line on literally the road to WrestleMania. Booker T is here.
Yeah.
How far are you out from Dallas right now?
Man, I still got a long ride, man. This traffic is a monster. Like I say, just trying to get out of the H, man. It's been a monster, but I still got about 3 hours, man, before I get there. I'm going straight to this little KOA RV camping grounds, man. It's sweet, man. Got a pool and everything, So fishing, and I love my fishing, along those long fishing trips. So I might even, drop a line or two. You never know.
Yes, you never know. And if you are wondering what Book's referring to when he talks about the long fishing trips, go check out the some of the scenes and the clips on the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel from he's not Booker T. It's Mr. Huffman, essentially, right? I mean, this is who this is on TV.
You know what? I don't even know the boss. I'm the boss of it.
The boss.
On television. I'm just the boss. That's all.
Yeah. So
strictly the boss.
Strictly the boss. So go check that out if you hadn't had a chance. Again, this is WrestleMania weekend. So many things are going on. We've talked a lot about the Hall of Fame and what to expect there. NXT is going on Saturday, then WrestleMania later that day. You got all kinds of shows from Ring of Honor to Impact. It's going to be a weekend full of wrestling, no doubt. Booker T. Tonight we have AEW Dynamite. It's going to be kicking off here very soon. And the rumor is that there are going to be several former WWE names to show up on Impact. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Impact?
I mean, not on Impact. I'm sorry, on Dynamite.
Okay.
Including Tony Storm, Tegan Knox, and Athena are all apparently going to be showing up in AEW tonight.
So Athena has she signed the contract?
So
with AEW, is that what we're saying? Is she all elite?
well, we don't know yet.
Normally when you hear about a signing in AEW, you see the all elite. You know what I mean? Such as all elite. Have we seen that
we
yet?
haven't
With a
seen it yet, but apparently the rumor is this, according to Fightful, Tony Storm seems to be pretty much a lock. And it looks like Athena's a lock, and maybe Tegan Knox, but they're
wait a minute. Tony Storm gonna be able to have a fans only page and work at AEW.
Hey man, the OnlyFans, you can get some good content pretty quickly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, apparently she made something like $10,000 in a couple hours on
Well, I mean,
OnlyFans.
that's what I mean. On the fans only, man, she looks totally different too. Oh, I mean, I'm just playing. I'm talking about her face. I'm talking about her face. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh man.
What, man? What?
That was funny.
You like that one, didn't you?
That was funny. I enjoyed that one. Somebody in the chat goes, wait. Someone in the chat goes, wait. She's got OnlyFans? Somebody's about to go slide over there and check it.
You better go check it out. I'm serious. She looks totally different. I'm just playing, man. I didn't see the pics for that. I'm just playing.
No, of course
just
not.
Playing.
Of course not. Anyway, so I mean, what do you think if some of these ladies are going to show up in AEW? Would that do good for their business over there? Because the women's division, man, it hasn't always been, the most, right? Like focused on part of their show. You had Britt Baker, and she was kind of holding it down for a long time, and then you got now Thunder Rosa as the AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to definitely boost the product. I think investing in the women's division is something that Tony Khan, might want to, pay a little bit more attention to, and obviously he is, by bringing in three, top flight talent like that. I mean, we know what Athena could do. We know where she comes from. We know her background, her pedigree. Tegan Knox as well as what was the other one?
Tony Storm.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to say her name. Tony Storm. I forgot who she was. Yeah, that girl. She would definitely make a great addition to the roster. I really thought Tony Storm was. Well, she had something in WWE.
I did too.
I really did. I thought she was definitely a talent that could be used, as well as someone that could perhaps be in that title picture. If literally moved up properly, though,
Yeah. I mean, they right now, I think that AEW. I don't know if you got to see that cage match that they did with the women a couple of weeks ago, where Thunder Rosa went over and won the title.
I heard about it, but I didn't watch it. A lot of blood, right?
There was some blood. Yeah, there's thumbtacks. They did the full gambit. They did the full gambit.
Yeah. I chose not to watch it. And I understand. I was listening to an interview that Thunder Rosa was talking about as far as, putting herself in matches like that. Wanting to be looked at differently than just, the average wrestler. I get that. I totally understand that. And why these ladies go out there and, put their bodies on the line, throw culture to the wind. I get it. Remember back in the day, I wasn't a big fan of women's MMA. You remember that?
I remember.
I mean, you was there, and now I look at the women. They go out there and they do some of the best work. So I'm not gonna. I can't criticize, the ladies for going out there and wanting to do that. But there again, I'm always that type of guy to say, man, if done right in a certain place, we can definitely get more out of it.
And here's the other thing. Another AEW women's signing that happened recently is Paige Van Zandt. She's all elite.
Yeah.
What do you think of Paige joining the fold?
Yeah, well, you saw the poster too, didn't you?
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Normally when you get the contract, you get all of that. So I wonder if Athena and Tegan Knox and, what's the other girl's name?
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm.
I believe you might know her as @Tony Storm on OnlyFans.
Maybe that's the confusion. But no, I'm just wondering if they're working on a contingency basis, night by night deal or what. I'm just wondering.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Paige Van Zandt can do in the ring.
Nothing.
Nothing. How do you know?
Paige Van Zandt, come on, man. Paige Van Zandt is not professional wrestling material. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not knocking her or anything like that, but I said the same thing to my wife. I said, baby, professional wrestling is just not for you. I just don't see this being for Paige Van Zandt. She's not. She's not going to be able to pick it up overnight or anything like that. I could be wrong. But it does not seem like Paige Van Zandt is interested in coming in and actually doing a wrestling match. Being around, getting a check, being on TV, being a part of the club, the clique. Yeah, I get it. But actually coming out to put the work in, to go out and perform in the ring, I don't see that. I could be wrong because Paige Van Zandt, come on. If you're willing to go bare knuckle, you're pretty tough. I'm not questioning her, being tough or anything like that. All right, athleticism, I'm not testing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about learning the art of going out and doing professional wrestling. That's what I'm talking about. It's not easy. You know what I mean? What Ronda Rousey has done, I'm sure, people thought it was easy, but Ronda put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
As well as Ronda was working with a lot of good talent to get her to, the point to where she is right now. So I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's see. Because like I say, if you want to go bare knuckle, you want to do anything. We'll see.
Yeah, you're definitely tough if you're going to do that. Well, we'll see. We have one super chat that just came in here from Cali Toenail. I love Stone Cold, but I'd rather see Ronda and Charlotte main event. I have a feeling this is going to be something special. I think Charlotte is on another level. What do you think, BT?
Hey, bro, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want to see Ronda and Charlotte in the main event, especially with this Me Too movement going on. I get a lot of trouble for that. But no, man, I don't know. Of course, that match is main event caliber, main event material. But we haven't seen Stone Cold Steve Austin in almost 20 years inside the squared circle doing something.
Yeah.
And for me, from a promoter's perspective, if Elvis came back, Elvis would be in the main event.
Facts.
Okay? It's just that simple. And if Stone Cold's coming back, you give Stone Cold Steve Austin that respect more than anything for what he's done in his business. And if he's freaking capable of going out and having a match, you let him do it.
I agree with you. I think that we saw Charlotte and Ronda in the main event before WrestleMania. It wouldn't hurt to give it to Stone Cold Steve Austin on Saturday night. We'll find out. We'll find out if that segment does go on last or if that match goes on last or whatever. But I guarantee you it's going to be a night to remember both nights in Dallas, Texas. Booker T's on his way right now. The road to WrestleMania is almost at its end. We've almost reached our destination. Booker T, we know you're on the road, so we're going to wrap things up here. But any parting words on WrestleMania?
Hey, man, the Macho Man Randy Savage said, "Oh, we expect you to expect it." Yeah. Be good, man. So stay tuned, man. Make sure if you're anywhere near the area, man, show up. Wale Mania going down tomorrow night, too, so I'm definitely going to try to catch a little bit of the party going on.
Well, look at that. Look at that. Booker T, Wale Mania, WrestleMania. It's all going down this weekend. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. This is the Hall of Fame. Can't wait to be back Monday so we can break it all down. But until then, we will see y'all later.
Can you dig it, sucker?